What's good, guys? I'm bored and I'm driving, so I'm going to make a rant, and today's rant is about the education system. So this is just based off of my own personal experience. I don't have some master's degree or something, but this is just a flaw that I feel like everybody's overlooking with it. So you see politicians talking about this all the time. How do we fix the education system? Why is America falling so far behind these other countries? We just need to throw more money at it. That's always their solution. Well, the education system is bad because, this guy's apparently road racing himself, and he's losing. At any rate, so their solution is always just throw more money at it. Throw more money at it. Well, to me, that's kind of like you have a ship that has a massive fucking hole in its side, and you're like, well, how do we fix this? Well, let's give it more oars. That'll make the ship stay afloat. That's not the problem. The problem isn't that there's not enough money. I mean, sure, there's some schools that are, underfunded and, overrun with, minor criminal activity. And that's a big problem, definitely that's a big problem. But the real problem is this, okay? American school is not to teach you how to be smart, right? That is not the point of American school. I want you to think about two different establishments in your mind. Think about a prison, and now think about an American public school. And let's look at some of the similarities, okay? Both of them, you're spending all day in basically a fucking cell. I mean, you can call it a classroom, but let's be realistic. It's a tiny 4x4 room, which a lot of times doesn't have a window. There's no sunlight. It's concrete. It's basically a cell, and you're stuck there with 20 other inmates, or, classmates, as you would call them in school. You go to different sectionalized activities at the behest of a bell, which structures your day. So every hour there's a bell telling you where to go. That's just like a prison, okay? You have lunch, you have rec time, aka recess. I mean, these are all things. Holy shit, there's like a tiny little bit of a rainbow. I've never seen that before. I don't know if you can see that, but that's just like a circle of rainbow. Maybe this video is blessed, hopefully. But at any rate, yeah, so you're always on camera, all right, just like in a prison. Your life is completely controlled by superiors, prison wardens, teachers, hallway monitors, whatever, right? That's just like that's just roughly 5 similarities, but I'm sure if you wanted to, you could come up with a lot more similarities between the American education system and the American prison system. So why are we sending little kids who are full of youth and energy and imagination and passion for life? Why are we sending these kids we should be nurturing? We're sending them to basically a prison system. Why are we doing that? How can that possibly help anybody? How is that going to set you up for success in life? Well, here's the answer, okay? The American education system is broken not because we're trying to make it good and we don't know what the solution is. The American education system is broken because it is supposed to be broken. It is supposed to teach you to act and live like a prisoner, okay? Why else would you be sending young, impressionable kids into that kind of system? And then the more you follow orders, you're awarded good grades. You're told you're going to be good at life. You get a yearbook photo with most likely to be successful because you were the best at following orders out of everybody in your cell. It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. And if you're a free thinker and you're a kid who doesn't want to follow orders and you're a kid who wants to take risks, which is essentially the actual qualities that lead you to real world success, you're given an F. You're given suspension, you're given detention. You got to go sit with the bad kids. Why? Because you were thinking differently, because you weren't just doing what you were told, and that's fucked up. If you don't do what you're told, how can you be successful? Like, the mentality they're teaching you is 100% backwards. They are teaching kids to be prisoners, okay? Why are they teaching kids to be prisoners? Why? Well, the answer is simple. It's because in America, ultimately, the powers that be want you to be a prisoner. And not necessarily a literal prisoner in prison, but a prison to the system of this country, okay? Graduate school, get a decent paying job, and basically get fucked by government taxes for the rest of your life, and get fucked by child support the rest of your life, and whatever else. They don't want you to be breaking the glass ceiling. They want you to be on the hamster wheel for them, generating tax money. Alright? And this is very common knowledge to some people, or people who are kind of like, I guess I would say, on the fringe a little bit, or at least anybody who's capable of basic critical thinking. But there's millions and millions, probably hundreds of millions of Americans who aren't aware that that's the system that this country operates on. Many people are willing prisoners. All they aspire to do in life is have 2 kids, drink a beer at the end of a hard day's work, a wife and 2 kids. Whether or not it's a happy marriage, just I need to have a wife and 2 kids, or else I'm not successful in my own mind. And make 50, 60, 70K a year. That's all many people want. But a lot of people, once they go down that road, they realize, oh, you know what? My wife actually hates me, and now I had to get a divorce, and I have all these child support payments, and oh, by the way, like, a shitload of my money is basically going to taxes that I'm never gonna see, and I'm massively in debt for, like, this car, and I'm massively in debt to this house, and I'm massively in debt, I gotta pay for my kids' colleges now. How the fuck do I do that? I mean, I'm making like 50K a year. So, the American standard of living is essentially a money coffin that you're never going to escape from. You are burying yourself alive in a coffin of credit cards. That is the standard American life. That is what they want you to do, so that you can be subservient to the elites for the rest of your life. Okay? And that is considered normal in America, and that is the basis for our educational system. And until that standard changes, the educational system in America is not going to change. Because the actual skills that you need to be intelligent, critical thinking for yourself, thinking outside the box, that's what they don't want you to know. That's their worst nightmare if all the kids start learning how to do that. So it's very hypocritical when they're talking about how do we fix the education system when they are willing perpetrators of an educational system that they know and wish to be broken.